Yes, my people, welcome back to AFTV. We're doing AFTV Live. We've got loads of news to talk about. But we're going to start with, you see the title there, where will Arsenal finish this season? This has all come off the back of what Patrick Vieira said in response to an interview about, battling against the top teams that are going to be fighting out for the Premier League title this season. I'm joined with Turkish. Turkish, you good?
All good, man.
All good. It's good to have you back. And we won't start with that. We'll come back to it. I kind of wanted to get I wanted to start kind of with, we saw the women return, the likes of Leah Wimmerson, Raphael Souza, Beth Mead, and Lottie. Now they all returned to London Colney, got an honorary welcome from the first team manager Mikel Arteta. The first team players were there. We saw the likes of Saka, Ramsdale, many others greet the women's team, and some other big Arsenal women fans as well, also in the audience as well from the women's football community. So it was really nice. And I wanted to begin with this because I want to just talk about the state of Arsenal Football Club right now and where we're at. And the reason why I want to talk about it is because the academy is doing well. I mean, Arsenal have loaned out some players, the likes of Tavares, Balogun, seem to be doing well as well on loan. First team, in a really good place. And the women's team as well have a lot of successes in there as well. So you know where I'm coming from. I'm coming from a very positive standpoint of this. I'm trying not to get carried away. And obviously the title does show where do you think we're going to finish. I'm not going to get that carried away. I don't think we're going to be title contenders as much as Patrick Vieira did say that. But it'd be interesting to hear what you guys are thinking, where you think Arsenal are at the moment, and kind of get your thoughts as well around it, Turkish. But let's just go straight into, like I said, the state of the football club right now from what we're seeing. We're seeing the women's being very successful in the international play games and whatnot, their competitions. The academy doing well. Just to highlight if everyone hasn't seen it, Marquinhos scored another 2 goals in the under-21s game. So that's another 2 goals on his tally in beating West Ham very previously. So doing very well there as well, winning games in the academy. Players, like I mentioned before, going on loan. Tavares, rightful decision. I think some fans there'd have been arguing there from, should he be going on loan? Is he raw? Could we use him this season? There's plenty of games, but he seems to be flourishing over in Marseille, like Saliba did. So again, seems like another good decision from manager in the club and the player there. Scored 2 goals last season. He scored 1 for Arsenal in 28 matches, and he's gone on and scored 2 already. So doing very well over there. And then the first team, I'm sure as many people are aware, it's hard not to get. I'm trying not to get carried away, but you saw me in the studio on the weekend. It's looking very good right now. It is looking very good. But do I have to keep my sensible hat on and say, come on, Cecil, it's still early on? Or should we be trying to, enjoying what we're seeing from all aspects of the club? You could even mention a documentary.
No, obviously, it is hard not to get carried away because we haven't, started the season like we have this season for a little while. And I don't just mean 2 wins out of 2. I mean, having a good enough transfer window headed into that first game that the fans are pretty much, together in hope and belief.
Yeah.
And that's been the case this season. Now, obviously, you add the 2 wins out of 2 on top of that. And yeah, I won't say we're in a really good place, but we're in a better place than we have been in recent years. That's for sure.
Yeah.
The reason I won't say we're in a really good place because I like to see how the season pans out before I talk about that.
You do.
And at the same time, top 4 is the next step, but top 4 is where I had enough as a fan. All those years under Wenger making top 4, frustrated that, Kroenke doesn't build on Wenger getting us top 4, selling the best players, bringing in lightweight replacements, still making top 4. It was a roundabout we was on then, a different roundabout. But the Kroenkes never really took that extra step to get us challenging and winning titles again.
Yeah.
So as much as, yes, things look good, they are definitely better than previous years.
100%.
This season and next summer, if we do make top 4, will really tell me whether we're in a really good place or whether the wool is being pulled over again.
Right, so what you're saying is you want to see, obviously, if we are successful this season in the sense of, we get top 4 back in Champions League football, you want to see, you're really going to test the Kroenkes off the back of that to see, are you going to have ambition enough for us to now build on that and not just sit in Champions League positions, but want to go and actually challenge? Is that what you're mainly looking at then?
Yeah, listen, I want to play Champions League football. I want Arsenal to be in the Champions League. I miss it. I watch very little of the Champions League now that Arsenal haven't been in it for a good few years now.
Yeah.
But you just mentioned success. Now, I know that if we make top 4 come into the season, there's going to be celebrations, but we need to kind of, we need to keep it under control.
Yeah.
Because we can't forget that, what happened under Wenger. We can't forget that we was in top 4 when our initial frustrations started really dividing the fan base.
Yeah.
So yes, the next step is top 4, and yes, if we make top 4 this season, then well done Mikel, well done Edu, well done everyone involved. But it's what you do when you make top 4. It's what you do next, you know. So as much, and people might then turn to me and say, "Oh, Turkish is always negative. He can't even." I appreciate this summer.
No,
like
I understand that.
Going into this season, it's the first one in a long time where we feel some sort of hope and belief. We feel ready for the season. That's probably the right word, ready for the season. It's been a long time since we felt this way.
Yep.
But at the same time, it's one thing being ready, and it's another thing applying yourself for 38 games and achieving something. And top 4 is an achievement because it's a next step, but it isn't success.
Yeah, I hear that. Now, this is, say if we get in a top 4 position and pick up a Europa League trophy, then is that success for you there? That's a European title, and we're already in that position regardless. Would you see that's a big turning point, or will you still be focusing on, okay, after that we still need to progress? Now next season I expect us to be challenging for the title. Or what would your thoughts if that happens? I know we're speaking hypothetically, but that kind of skips out the fact of you get a Champions League spot and then next season I have to wait to see if we get more success. But if you get that all in one season,
listen, top 4, that's the next step on the road to potential success.
Okay.
But winning the Europa League or winning the FA Cup alongside top 4, it is a successful season then, because success is about winning trophies. Now, I often look down at the League Cup, and I still do. I don't care about the League Cup. I cared a bit more about it last season because we didn't have European football, but generally throughout the years supporting Arsenal from the 90s, I don't care about the League Cup as much as Mourinho and Pep have given it new life in the past decade plus.
Yeah, facts.
I still don't see it as a benchmark for success. FA Cup and Europa League, yes, go for it.
Yeah.
And couple that up with a top 4 finish, then yeah, of course. Listen, it's a successful season if you win a trophy. But at the same time, the process needs that next step, and the next step is Champions League football.
And maintaining that position.
Yeah, FA Cup don't give you Champions League, Europa League does. Top 4 does.
Yeah.
So it's about, challenging on a couple fronts, and I'm not saying challenging for the league, but I mean getting top 4, challenging for that top 4 position, and also having a good cup run, good couple cup runs.
Okay, well listen, we've got some comments coming in. Guys, make sure you vote, get your votes in as well. We're kind of discussing at the start of the top of the show the state of Arsenal Football Club and where we're looking potentially finished by the end of this season. So got some comments here. David Luma says Turkish is still suffering from PTSD. Rodney says Turkish, sorry you're wrong. Arsenal objective and club was to get top 4 for 10 years to pay for the Emirates. And before you answer all these comments, the last one here from Joshua says Turkish, I've been listening in for a while, huge United fan here, but can't ignore you lot. Look serious and your content is A1, bro. So yeah, there's 3 comments there directed. Clearly, you obviously talking about paying off the stadium, and that was a lot of what
but
Arsenal
how am
was
I
doing.
wrong? How does Rodney know that that's the case? If any one of us Arsenal fans in the last year of Highbury were told that we're moving into the Emirates and we're just going to finish top 4 every single season for the next decade plus, we're going to sell all of our best players, do you fans want it? I'm sure the vast majority would have said, nah, let's just stay where we are. Yeah. So it's all, I don't know where this Rodney guy is coming from about I'm wrong. I'm not wrong. They're wrong for not building on Wenger. They literally acquired Arsenal with Wenger at the peak of his powers, Arsenal pretty much at the peak of their powers, and they just sucked it dry for the next decade. I'm sorry, but paying for the Emirates doesn't make up for that.
Yeah, I know, I hear that. I very much hear that. I just got a comment here. Big up Dario Vieira as well. We have a team for top 4 with a winky face. Big up Dario Vieira, a friend of mine as well. If that is the real Dario, big up, man. But yeah, okay, that's the people getting their predictions in now. And we got the poll. I'm not going to end the poll yet, but it is very much 3rd and 4th where it seems to be running away with the 65% of the vote. So yeah, listen, I mean, I think that's realistic. I think, like I said, a lot of these comments and this title came from what Patrick Vieira said. Obviously playing the 2 teams that will be challenging for the title. I mean, you can see that Vieira still has a soft spot for Arsenal and is very much happy with what he's seeing from Arsenal Football Club, even though he's the manager of Crystal Palace. And what a legend. Obviously I got to see him after the game and was very warm and receptive, and me and Ty both met him after that as well. So yeah, big up. Again, I'm just going to quickly read the quote from Arsenal, the Arsenal website about the women returning, just quickly, just so you guys get an idea of where we got it from. Please go ahead, check out as well. You can go check it out on the Arsenal website. There's a nice little video for it, and I believe on YouTube. The Continental champions Leah Williamson, Rafael Souza, Beth Mead and Lottie Moy received a heartfelt hero's welcome upon their return to London Colney this morning with the winners' medals in tow. The welcome party included our men's and women's first teams, managers Jonas, Edavor and Mikel Arteta, the training staff, childhood coaches and a host of advocates from the women's football community. Is really nice, and again it really overlays how well and where we stand currently as a football club. I think from top to bottom, yes, there's a few little things we'd like to see change, but from top to bottom, what I'm seeing so far, I'm actually going to put the All or Nothing documentary also aids this in the sense of Mikel Arteta and the way he's looking. It's very nice to see from Arsenal Football Club. I think it's in a really good place. Like I said, women's team, the academy is doing well, the men's team and players on loan as well. So it is looking very good. A lot better than some other clubs, you know. Some other clubs are in some really bad positions right now, but us as Arsenal Football Club, we can enjoy. Patrick Vieira's claims, I'm just going to read out his quote as well. We're going to move on to that quickly. Patrick Vieira said, when you look at a number of points, the number of points, of course, playing against two teams who are fighting to win the Premier League is always going to be challenging, Vieira explains. Now, obviously talking about us and Liverpool. We're not going to be challenging for the title. Do you think that's optimistic, or do you think, you know what, there could be some sort of sense that Liverpool faltering really, not obviously the draw, they've still got amazing quality, it's only 2 games in, not going to get carried away. I don't think we're going to be challenging for the title, let's get that clear and get that in there. But Patrick Vieira saying that, do you think that's just manager doing manager stuff and just being nice and kind like Pep does when he speaks about Arteta and stuff? Yeah,
I wouldn't pay too much mind to it. He's being nice. Obviously, at that moment of speaking, we was top of the league, joint with Man City after 2 games. So I guess Vieira was leaning on that. Listen, would love nothing more than a title challenge. I'd love nothing more than a title challenge. To be involved in the Premier League title race come March, April, May. Do you know how long it's been?
Do you miss having chess to other clubs? Do you miss being able to like actually give it? I know we still hold our own when it comes to rival fans, but we spoke about earlier off camera, like the days where we can be back, not on top or challenging on top. I think it'd be nice to be able to have that back, just to have some confidence.
I've told people that I'm good at talking shit. I'm good at talking, but people won't know. People won't know that because Arsenal haven't been in a place where I can, confidently talk shit about other clubs. Even on the big six will tell you that. If you watch the big six, people out there that watch the big six, you'll know that over the last year and a half, the way the big six has been going, I tend to stay in the background. I tend not to talk as much. Obviously, when Arsenal lose, them men are talking a hell of a lot. But me, I just want us to get back to where we are. It's hard for me to really put down other clubs when it pains me so much that, I'd be doing that through gritted teeth, knowing that my club is not doing what they should be or keeping me happy. So listen, the big six last night, we won 2 out of 2, and a lot of the comments were saying, Turkish is really piping up now, his chest is out. And it wasn't that, it's just me asking a few questions because I feel like I can ask questions now. Do you get what I'm saying? I feel like Matisse, for example, back in Tuchel and asking for us to give him credit after drawing 2-2 to Tottenham is madness to me, because if it was Arsenal and Arteta, they'd be on my neck, they'd be on Arsenal's neck. So all I was doing last night on Big Six was asking questions, countering people's opinions. But people, because it's a change from the norm for me, I'm usually the quiet one, just hosting and sort. People think that's me showing chest. It's not that. It's not me showing chest. No. You lot will know what chest is when Arsenal are challenging again. That's when I feel like my chest can come out, because my club are doing what my club should be doing.
And you know what? I'm gonna just piggyback off that and just say, like, even I put a screenshot of the 4-0 scoreline against Brentford. I put a laughing face, and then Flex and KG wanted to message me and speak about, now you want to. I was like, bro, we should be able to enjoy it. It's been a long time. We can enjoy it for now. It's only 2 games in, but you got to enjoy these moments. Like, it's not having chess. I asked questions, same thing. Listen, I asked questions about, you got Ronaldo. Everyone's talking about Ten Hag being a saviour and whatnot. We're allowed to listen. Right now, our club's doing what we're doing, so we can have questions about it. Don't get in your feelings. This is nice. And I can't wait for the day where, maybe towards the end of this season, we're in a good cup run, or we're sitting in that top 4 position, comfortably and it's secure, that we can have a bit more chess. Yes, that's not success, but it's definitely progress, which allows us to be, on the path to where we should be, and then give some of these fans who haven't had the cussing that they deserve some of their licks back.
There's years in the back pocket. Trust me.
Trust me.
Because
we get it a lot, and fans get it a lot. We get it a lot, so we have to. I hope
I'm still on YouTube when Arsenal are back at the top, because I'm telling you, there's fans out there that I've got receipts for. I've got receipts in my back pocket. I've got scarfuggery on the other end of the phone line. When Arsenal start challenging again, subscribe to my channel, people.
Yeah, amen, amen. It'll be so much better. And even just looking at Robbie, and he does best of enemies and stuff, and seeing Tottenham having a bit of chess infuriates me. But once we're, hopefully it's soon, and we look like we're going in the right way, I think the club's in a good position. Once it all comes together, yes, when we all have chess, make sure you tune into a lot of the content, because it'll be great. It'll be great. But let's move on so we spoke about Vieira there, we spoke about the women's returning. Now, I did a little section, I put this together.
Because as we're saying, I know we moved on, but we're in the process of moving on.
Go on.
But I've said this before as well, yeah. A lot of people say, you're too angry after games, or you need to calm it down a bit, or like, the negativity brings views. Trust me on this, and I keep on saying this. If Arsenal were to win the Champions League, or be in the Champions League final, or Arsenal were to win the league again, every Arsenal fan, content creator, they'll be getting views. They'll be getting
inevitable.
Because listen, it's been a long time coming. The frustration was a long time coming as well. That's why it was so venomous over those years. That's why a lot of people look back at it, and it still causes a divide because of how venomous it was at times. But best believe, if Arsenal get back to the top, and Arsenal win a Premier League or win a Champions League, and there's still YouTube and content creators about, you'll see views come in from success. It's just that Arsenal haven't been successful since the YouTube content creating world has come into place.
And you can kind of see that if you can kind of foresee it happening as well. You look at the overlap, you see other fan channels getting involved, the club wanting to be closer to fans. Arteta speaks about it all the time, Edu speaks about it all the time. You see them sort of integrating influencers and YouTubers and whatnot and other fans into their content. It will grow and be a bigger space, and if Arsenal are on top of that at time, of course views are going to go up in that. They're going to have plenty of access, and it'll be I'm very much, that's what I think I'm most looking forward to, is when the fans and the club and everyone's all in line, and it's a positive space. And
you might see me dancing with a Brazilian flag outside the Emirates if we're challenging for titles again. I might be like, yo Rob, forget Cecil today. I'm gonna do it today, yeah? I'm gonna do it.
You're gonna do the samba yourself?
Yeah, I'll do well, listen, if we're winning league titles, I'll do whatever I need to do, my guy. Yeah, I'll do it naturally as well. I won't even need a prompter.
Arsenal, yeah? If that gives, if there's any more motivation, see Arteta, I know what you think about in the dressing room, you do your big stories, clip this and put that on the change room before the boys go out. If we're challenging, we can see this man dancing outside the Emirates.
I'm not lying. That's no word of a lie, bro. I'll be dancing, bro.
No, do you know what? Yeah, if we're winning,
I'll be waved, I'll be finished, I'll be dancing.
Fucking would love to see that.
Hopefully you do see it. Hopefully you do see it.
Oh, more than anything, that would be hilarious. All right, yeah. Anyway, well, that's what it could lead to, people. Success is bad. It could drive us, but that's all we want, man. That's all we want. But yeah, like I said, happy where we are right now as Arsenal Football Club, and it's looking in going in the right direction. And we are going to move on to the next thing, which I kind of prepared today. But I'm going to go into super chats. Big up everyone getting involved. I'll give you an update before I go into super chats on the poll, just quickly here before we close it off. So 2,791 of you voted. Please also like the video. The same button you use to click the vote, please click to press the like. We'd appreciate it. There's a lot of you in here. Please do that. First to second, 24%. That's still quite a high percentage. I mean, listen, it is what it is. That's what the poll says. Third to fourth is 64%. That's the highest so far. And then fifth to sixth is 10%, and seventh and below is 2%. I wonder what that 2% is. Very interesting.
United fans. See, I'm good. Listen, I'm good at it, but these things will get me clipped if Arsenal don't move in the right way, yeah? So it's a balance, people. It's a thin line.
That was quick.
It's a thin line.
John says, moonwalking up the stadium steps, Turkish low. People go, Turkish dancing, I would like to see that. Bro, everyone's on that. Turkish doing a samba, my world. Mafia boss says. I'm going crazy. But yeah, okay, so that's the poll though. Third to fourth. I still like being the underdogs. It's a really bad mentality to have. I still think we might finish around the same place we did last season, fifth, but I think we'd have a good cup run. I don't know what it is. I just feel like Arteta is really gonna. We have a team for the league, built for the league, but for some reason in my head it just feels like, maybe it's because I want a European Cup so bad. It will do really well in Europa League this season. I think FA Cup we'll have a really good run as well. Maybe probably go all the way in one of them. I don't know what that is. It's just, that's what I feel like is going to happen. But yeah, but third to fourth is the winning vote so far. Let's go to super chats because I see them flying in. Big up everyone. The poll can be down. We're going to bring up another poll very soon, guys, so stay tuned with us on this live, because you know me, I like to get interactive with you lot, and there's more to talk about. Okay, so super chat here from Miles Smith says, the spirit in the team and the club looks really positive right now. We're playing with real purpose. We should aim high and go for second. I like that mentality. I mean, I just know what the Premier League, how tough Premier League is, and the challenges it faces, and how good some of the teams are. Obviously, we'd love to aim for that high, but realistically, I don't know if we're going to achieve that this season. But who knows? Football is football. But he's right there, Miles, with the spirit in the team and the club. It looks really positive right now, and it feels it going to being at the games, and the reaction from the fans we speak to week in, week out. It's a good place. It's a good place. And even sometimes when it feels like fake positivity, you know, even last season. So last season, I didn't feel like I was in this sort of space. I know it's early on, but even when I was on the runs, when I was doing runs, we were unbeaten for a little bit. There was positive signs, but there was also, I could feel I'm waiting for Arteta to slip up, or there's something around the corner that can make us slip up. There's still something not right. The Aubameyang things. There was a lot of negativity in certain pockets. Right now, don't get me wrong, there's obviously going to be things that not everyone agrees with, but it just feels like it's in a good place, and may it continue. May the club continue with the success. May we continue supporting and getting behind them. Let's go into the super chat here from Shref says, Arsenal just 2 midfielders away. This is what we're going to discuss later. Oh, 2 midfielders away from getting top 2. That's Shref. Didn't expect you to say something like that, because Liverpool have got Nunes and he is struggling. Chelsea just have a defence, no striker, and then Tottenham Hotspur can get 5th. We need Savic and Yuri. You can take that one, Turkish, because I'm quite surprised he says he's saying top 2 there. But 2 midfielders, does that change really the trajectory of this Arsenal side?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I know you love Savic and Yuri as well. Yeah,
both of them would add immense levels of, well, Savic in particular, quality. Tillemans is quality as well. Definite upgrades to what we have.
Yeah. Without getting rid of certain midfielders though, does that not overfill that position? You've got likes of Lokonga, El Neni, Xhaka. You'd have to. There's no way we're getting 2. Yeah,
it does, but they're quality. Whereas some of the ones you mentioned are not at that level.
Okay. Do you ignore the right wing position then, or do you think 2 midfielders? Does that surpass your want for a winger as well? 2 midfielders. I know one does. I know one is your priority, but 2. Would you rather have 2 midfielders come in over 1 midfielder and 1 winger?
If you say Arsenal are going to sign 2 players in the next 2.5 weeks, I'd want to Partey back up, and I'd want to upgrade on Xhaka. So 2 midfielders.
Okay.
First and foremost, before winger for me.
Wow, I didn't know that. Okay, interesting. All right, Samuel says with a super chat here, shout out to Cecil, it was nice meeting you. Samuel, big up my bro, lovely to meet you too. Pratim says, how many points will dumb refs cost us this season, ?
I wouldn't dwell on it too much. You could see refs have already cost Chelsea points against Tottenham. It swings and roundabouts. I know Arsenal have been at the back end of some horrific decisions from referees over the years, but refereeing standards in general are poor.
Yeah.
I know at times we can feel like there's a vendetta and we feel like other teams get let off lightly, and at times it does feel like that. But if we look at last weekend and we take Chelsea versus Tottenham, for example, hair pull was one of them.
Bro, that was outrageous. I couldn't believe.
Hair pull was one of them.
That's GBH.
And then you had the Richarlison in the offside position, you know.
Yeah, blocking the goalkeeper's
blocking the sight of Mendy. Listen, it is what it is. Swings and roundabouts. Let's just try and focus. We are going to be on the back end of some horrific decisions again this year, because the refereeing standards are still in the mud. But let's try and maneuver around that and try and just do what we need to do to avoid relying upon refereeing decisions.
I do worry about that though. I actually genuinely do, only because I look at this Arsenal side and think, when you're on the pitch, you have to sway the ref where you can, get loud, get physical, get in their face. I think even a manager, when it comes to it, certain managers really do go in on officials at times. They make it known that that's what cost the game. I don't think Arteta's one to do that. I really don't. I think sometimes he does mention it, but I don't think he'll blame a ref if it doesn't go in his way. So a decision. So I do worry about the nicety side of Arsenal. I know we're trying to change that, but with a young side, it does ponder my mind. But hopefully like Turkey said, we won't have to focus on that, and hopefully we just get the job done and leave the refs out of it, and just get it done through the 90 minutes. Young Gunner with a super chat says, if we get Champions League for next season, we need to push on and start looking at players of Felix's level. The biggest issue under Wenger was the board accepting mediocrity. Turkish samba pending.
Listen, I said it. I'll do it.
That's gonna get clipped. I'm gonna clip that myself. I'm gonna hold that.
I'll clip that. It'll be on my channel as well.
Oh, it'll be quality. Young Gunner, just there quickly with your super chat there. It's interesting because I hear what you're saying about Felix level, but I've been impressed with the players we've pulled in this season without having the Champions League football, I'll be honest. Gabriel Jesus, yes, I think it's mainly down to Arteta and Edu. Big parts of that. I mean, he mentioned that himself. Zinchenko as well. Arteta's a big part of it. These are still big players. I know they're not the Haalands, not the world beaters, but those are big names to pull in without Champions League football and just buying into a project. I've got to commend Arteta and Edu for getting these sort of players in, even getting our likes of Partey in at the time we did without Champions League football. It's a good look. It's a good look. But yes, once we get Champions League football, I think it opens the spectrum of the pool of players we can bring in, and there's no excuse to say, well, that player wants Champions League football, so he's not going to come here. So it eradicates that. But I am impressed with the players we have brought in and how well they fit into this system. I think Arteta is very particular with the players he wants, and I believe he's getting it right. So yes, Felix level's always going to be a good look for Arsenal, but right now I think Arteta is very focused on the player profile, and he's getting it right for now. Real Talk with a super chat says, Turkish, you say top 4 is a good season, but if we challenge and fail, you'll revise your goal like last year and say it's failure. Ooh, stick to your prediction this time.
Turkish, you say top 4 is a good season, but if we challenge and fail, you'll revise your goal. So you're saying top 4 is a good season, but if we challenge for it and fail, then it's a failure, my guy. So I don't know if you're wording that. I think I know what you're saying, but there's context to it. Last season, I didn't predict us to finish top 6, right?
Yep.
But I also said around that time, the only hope we have is if a few of the big 6 teams underperform. Who underperformed out of the big 6 last season? Man United, Chelsea, Tottenham. Yeah? 2 of them sacked their managers halfway through. One of them had their 100 million striker talking in November about missing Inter and all of that. They was all in a mess of their own. So that gave us that light at the end of the tunnel. In the end, we didn't achieve it. So yes, it feels like a failure. Let me touch on the 2015-16 season. Did anyone?
That was the worst.
Did anyone in 2015 going into that season say we're going to win the league or even predict we're going to challenge for the league? Hardly anyone did. But guess what? We finished just behind Leicester, and it was a failure because you look back on it and all of the big 6 sides underperformed.
Yeah, that was the year to win it.
So it's about adding context to it as well. And listen, at the end of the day, last season, I didn't think we'd be top 6. But if you told me at the start of the season that Tottenham are going to sack their manager a few months in, United are going to sack their manager a few months in, and Chelsea are going to be in turmoil, then my prediction would have been, I guess, a bit more better informed, better placed. No one knows what's going to happen come the season.
Yeah.
So you have to add context to it.
I'll be honest, yeah. You went around the houses for that answer. If we don't finish top 4,
no, he didn't word it right. I'm sure he didn't word it right because it's not making sense.
Because I'll be honest, if we don't finish top 4 this season and we've just bailed out of every cup, that's a failure. Like third season with Mikel Arteta. I mean, the quality of players we have, how well we started the season and whatnot. If we don't finish top 4 this season, off the back of last season, just missing out, the natural progression is getting in the top 4. So if we don't, that's a failure, in my opinion anyway.
100%. He's just trying to be smart, man.
No fucks given. With a super chat, like that name. And big up everyone sending super chats, really appreciate it. If Tavares scores again, sorry, I shouldn't laugh.
Send Pepe
to Marseille. I shouldn't laugh. Sorry, that's poor for me. But
Pepe's got a year left next summer. We need to be selling him.
Yeah. I don't need to. I'm not going to say too much on Pepe. I mean, I've said everything I need to say. Listen, he's got quality in there. I just don't think at Arsenal he's had a good time at all. I think it is time to move on from him. Whether selling him, it will take a big loss on him. But this Marseille seems like where every player finds their feet. It's ridiculous. It's crazy. Even I actually watched some of the Tavares highlights, and he just looks like a different player over
just
there.
Popped down at Man United that are interested in Brighton midfielder Caicedo.
Oh, okay.
And that might be on Twitter already, but it's just popped up on Sky Sports.
Interesting. We can talk about United in a bit. KD, big up KD with a super chat as well, says we need a centre defensive mid, a cam, and a right wing striker if we are serious. That is a lot. I think we'll get. I actually thought we'd only get one more signing before the end of the window. I'm now thinking if we get 2.
Why are you thinking that though? Because bare people are asking about 2.
Yeah. And I saw some reports saying, Eddie saw him go away to Spain and stuff. I don't know. I just feel like there's still more business to be done, and I feel like they believe that as well. I don't think it's just us as fans that want more business. I just think there'll be 2 instead of 1. I
don't see 2 at all.
Do you not?
I barely see 1.
No, I believe 1. Definitely 1 more before the end of the window. You don't think 1?
You say definitely, but I don't.
Nah, dude, man. There's still two and a bit weeks left, Turkish. You don't think?
And in general, it takes 2 and a bit weeks for us to get a deal done.
I think we'll get 1. I think we'll get 1. Maybe 2, but I think we'll definitely get 1. You don't think 1?
No, listen, there's a strong possibility we can get 1. But I just haven't seen the links pick up yet for me to really, truly believe. Maybe the start to the season has kind of taken their attention away from further reinforcements.
Yeah.
Which is a worry in itself. Listen, under this ownership, we've started seasons underprepared, and when shit hits the fan, this ownership has acted, right?
Yeah.
So that means they actually look into the first few games before the transfer window closes, and they make decisions based off of that as well. That's facts, because they've done it in the past. Not once, not twice, many times. We've started the season underprepared. We lose a couple of games. We underperform. We go buy players.
But this is different. This season, this is different. We're prepared, and and it's a better.
But the winning now can make them think we don't need that extra player.
So if Arteta and Edu go to the board and say, listen, I want to sign this player, do you think they're going to be like, yo, look, everything's fine?
Potentially. Listen, Arteta's alluded to 1 more player coming in. Edu's alluded to 1 more player coming in.
I expect another player.
We all expect another player. But in January, Arteta said you need to maximise every window. And we didn't buy anyone in January, and we left with a weaker squad. I don't put that on Arteta. I look at the ownership and the board, and I think he was probably held back. So if Arteta and Edu have both alluded to 1 more player coming in by the end of August, if it doesn't happen, then I can only assume that it didn't happen because the ownership are holding back because of the success we've had in the...
Yeah, it has to be because of them, because I disagree. I disagree in a sense that I believe now the board trusts Arteta a lot, just with his decisions. I mean, we saw it from the All or Nothing, the Aubameyang decision. I think everything he's trying to instill, it seems like it has been part of his plan. Even some of the players mention it. It's like he says things are going to happen in the game, and they happen. It seems like he's so in tune with what's going on that the board will trust him. So, if we don't see another signing come in, I mean, it's only being blocked by because there's no Aubameyang trying to get him out. There's no trying to get rid of anyone off their wage book. It has to be. It could be down to them trying to move some players on though. Like it could be that. That could be an excuse though. If they really want to get a player, they can go out and get him. But that could be something they might be saying, we need to get rid of Xhaka, we need to get someone off these books because we can't afford to bring in another player. Or they can afford, but they don't want to do it.
It'd be a welcome change to see us winning every game up until the end of August. And a few days before August window closes, we sign a player. And going into that Man United game at Old Trafford, we've got another new player in the books, maybe making his debut. We haven't done something like that before. That's showing ambition.
That's true.
That's actually building on it's not success, but that's building on good, solid foundations.
Yeah. Okay, listen, big up everyone in the comments as well. The super chats are flying in, I can't even keep up. Thank you everyone for joining us. I sound like I'm ending the show. We're still carrying on. Don't worry, I got a comment here from Cornbread RL says, Cecil and Turkish, thoughts on the schedule in October? We play Tottenham, Man City, Liverpool and Chelsea at the beginning of November. How many points would you expect to get out of that month? The reason why I'm bringing this up is because I've got the October schedule here. I was going to go through it and just see, because I haven't looked that far ahead, so apologies for that. I haven't looked that far ahead into the October schedule, but here it is. We have the North London derby on the 1st of October. I did know that actually. A week and a bit later, we take on Liverpool at home. Then Leeds away. Then Man City, I know you did kind of mention this, and then we've got Southampton away, and then Nottingham Forest at home. That October is actually it's very peak actually. It's very peak. It
is what it is. You got to play all these teams twice every season.
Yeah, but that's.
We all have runs like this.
We do. I know Palace has got a mad run. There's a lot of clubs that have a mad run at the moment, but that's
what I'm more worried about. Is they're all home games, which is good on one hand if you get the results, but if you don't, and the second half of the season is all away games against Tottenham, Liverpool, and Man City, that's when it could get peak. But
that's a great way to look at it. Points wise, let's go for Turkish: Tottenham, Liverpool, Leeds.
What's that? 3, 6, 9, 12.
3, 6, 9, 12. Do you want to go to Southampton? No, we won't go to Southampton. We'll do Tottenham, Liverpool, Leeds, and Man City. They're the 4 games in October from the 1st to the 20th. At home, that is a very good point that you mentioned there. They're at home, and it's a worry if you don't pick up points there, especially if you have to go away to Liverpool, going away to Tottenham as well. We saw what happened last season.
I think 7 points minimum is fair.
Yeah, I expect to beat Tottenham at home. Have to. There's no other alternative for that.
2 wins and a draw from those 4 games.
City will be tough. Beat Leeds and a draw. So you expect
2 wins and a draw from those 4 games.
So that means you're saying a draw at Liverpool City versus Liverpool City.
Not at, but yeah.
Sorry, Liverpool City.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think people in the comments, let me know. Out of that, there's the four games. There's Tottenham the 1st of October, Liverpool at home. They're both at home there, Liverpool and Tottenham, and then Leeds away, and then Man City. Turk just said 7 points, and I think that's fair. Out of the 4,
looking at Liverpool now, obviously they've just drawn 2 games against Fulham and Palace. So if we're predicting that game from now, there might be a lot of fans that are saying right now, Turkish draw, we can beat Liverpool. But let's look at their form going into that game. Let's see if they turn it around now. Because the Liverpool we've seen in the first couple of games, it's not the same Liverpool we've seen in recent years. Is that because Mane is such a big loss? Or is that because, they haven't integrated the new signing as well as they possibly could have? And now he's off, 3 games for a red card?
Yeah, red card, yeah. So you never know.
Yeah, it all depends on their form coming in. But obviously, looking at it now, Liverpool don't look in the best place. But it's too early. When are those games? October.
Yeah,
still a lot of football to be played from now. And
yeah, still got the end of August to finish off, and then September as well. But listen, October. I didn't thank you for that. I think it's Cornbread was his name. Thank you for that comment because that is interesting. I wouldn't even notice that until you mentioned. That's a tough October, I must say, and that's kind of before the World Cup kicks off as well in November, early November. So. Those will be quite vital points. I'll be honest. Some of them we have to pick up some points there because you don't want to go into the World Cup with a run of losses. So it's gonna be very interesting how that is. And just quickly on that Nunez thing and him getting a red card, teams are going to target that. They're really going to target that. They're going to stick it on him and try and make him lose his head. So that'll be interesting to see how he comes back off the back of his red card. Again, let me go back to the super chats because we are getting in loads. And like I said, thank you everyone as well for joining and sending them through. Big Gunner Boy says, I think Arsenal had a great window, but we still don't have the midfielder that we need. Very true. I still think that may be to come. Real Talk says, I meant if we challenge for the title and fail.
So what was his?
So let me go back to the super chat. Turkish, you say top 4 is a good season, but if we challenge, I'm assuming for the title and fail, you'll revise your goal like last year.
So if we challenge for the title against Man City and Liverpool and fail, then how can you look at that negatively? But again, I'll lean on 2015-16. If it's Leicester first and Arsenal second come April this year, and we fail to surpass Leicester, then of course I'm going to look at it like, listen, all these big 6 teams have flopped. And we failed to capitalise. So you have to put context to it as well. But thank you for clarifying what you meant.
No, but thank you for clarifying because I was confused. And that makes more sense than what you're saying because I thought you meant fall out of top 4. So yeah, let me just see. Owen Campbell says, I would implore Arsenal fans... Okay, I would implore Arsenal fans to be happy, but just don't get carried away. We need to stay level-headed and just take it a game at a time. And yes, that's we 100% need more signings, or it will be trouble. How many more signings though, people? Because I hear what you're saying. We're going to rank the window so far in a second. There'll be a poll coming up once I bring up some graphics to come your way. But how many more signings? Because yes, we're going to need more. There's going to be more fixtures and whatnot. But can we demand 3-4 new signings with what we have so far? I expect one more to come in.
Yeah,
2 would be...
Listen, we need more than one more player in the squad. I think we need one more improvement in the starting 11. And if we're talking the squad, then a few more needs to get mentioned. But to be fair, 2.5 weeks left. It's only going to be 1 max we get in.
Yeah, I hear that. Okay, KD with Super Chat says, imagine this CNT. If we get 3, unlikely, but we can have an advantage over others and also help in a cup run. Maybe upset someone and finish top 2. Imagine this sometimes. If we get, it might be 3rd, unlikely, but if we can have an advantage over others, also help in a cup run.
Yeah, if we get 3 more players from now until end of August. Is that what you're saying,
players?
Yeah. Then of course your ambition rises, hope, belief, it all rises. You know, we're debating whether we're gonna finish top 4 right now. If we sign 3 more players, I think we should be a lot more confident about it.
Yeah, I think yeah, it depends on what people think is the thing that's going to let us down this season. Is it going to be depth? Is it going to be the fact that, you know, we're playing in Europa League? I think that's a big worry there.
See, someone said, did you put context to your predictions? What a stupid comment. Turkish, did you put context to your predictions? Just accept it. How do you put context to a prediction about something that's going to happen in 12 months? How do you do that, mate? How do you do that? And like I said, when I predicted last season that we wouldn't make top 6, I said it will take massive failures from the big 6 side for us to have a sniff. And that's what happened in the end. The sniff wasn't enough. But how do you apply context to a prediction? That's like saying, here's the lottery numbers. I'm going to do this for Wednesday. But what about the context? How do you apply context to it? I'm confused, but I thought you might be able to help me there.
I can't help you there, and I can see a lot of people talking about my reading. Listen, I only get half the super chat in the screen, how to move it. But anyway, let's go back to this. Push Parga says, this question should be answered after the end of the transfer window. Even if they win the Europa and finish 5th, it's a win-win, though. What do you think? I hear that. I hear that. The question should be asked maybe towards the end of the transfer window. But while we're here, we're answering these questions. Same with the position and where we think people are going to finish. That's all come off the back of what Patrick Vieira said, that we'll be challenging 2 teams challenging for the title. That's why we're having this conversation here. So yeah. Manprit says, I'm praying we get Savic. I see a lot of people on this Savic hype as well. I know you're a big fan of him as well. Pratim says, Mikel Arteta will use Spanish folklore to get dollars out of JK. Josh Kroenke. Spanish.
You thought he meant JK Rowling, innit?
I was thinking, you know what I was thinking, yeah? And we went, because I was reading the MA, I was like, right, let me figure, I thought it was Martin, I was like, no, I'm okay, Mikel Arteta. Then I was thinking Spanish, I was thinking, what the hell is that? I was like, folklore, I was like, cool. Then it was like, get dollars, I said, not pounds. And then it said JK, I thought it said joke. I thought it was get dollars out of joke. I was like, bro, is he trying to ban the man? Well, he's just JK, but you know, Josh Kroenke, but yeah. Listen, Arteta's a way with words. Drives me crazy with super chat says, don't forget the rules between foreign and homegrown players. This is likely to be the reason another foreign signing won't happen in this window.
Potentially, I haven't really looked into the homegrown, but off the top of my head, Ramsdale, what is it, 8 homegrown? Ramsdale, Holding.
We haven't got many. Saka, Emil Smith-Rowe.
Does Martinelli come into it? I doubt it. Because he came at 18, didn't he?
Yeah.
So let's just say Saka, Emil,
who's on the bench?
Eddie Nketiah.
Yep.
Yeah, it's looking a bit
big. Ben White is a
6.
Said Ramsdale said they will
Kieran Tierney. Does Scotland count as homegrown?
I don't know.
British? I don't know. Let's just leave that one there for a sec. So let's say 6, maybe Tierney. Who we got in the midfield? We ain't got no one in the midfield.
No one. There's no one.
So it might be. It's on the cusp then.
That's true. So I haven't looked at it properly either, but that's a good point for any home.
Martinelli, Saliba, people are saying.
Saliba's been here for he's been here for a while. To be fair,
Nelson, that's definitely one. Maitland-Niles is another one, but I guess these are the men that need to.
He's going to be probably moving on.
Need to go. Yeah, I was more so naming the ones that we want to be a part of this season. But yeah, it's on the edge. It seems like it's on the edge. So
okay, interesting. A lot of these players will be moved on as well. The ones that kind of are homegrown, the Bellerins and Maitland-Niles and all that. The ones that are kind of in the squad there, we're looking to kind of move on. I'm assuming. So that's looking a bit techie still. But I haven't really seen us linked to many English players. I mean, there was interesting. There was the Bowen links, but
anyway. Says, don't forget Bellerin. Don't remind me, my guy. Don't remind me.
So I saw comments at Kwame, bro. I saw the train this morning in the blue tracksuit. He ain't wrong. He ain't wrong. Anyway, listen, I'm gonna keep going through super chats because the show is moving. It's moving a lot faster than I expected. There's a lot to go through. There was a lot to go through. So let me just quickly get back to where we were with the super chats as well before we get into the last kind of section. Ibby B. There was a super chat that got retracted from Oman, so big up Oman for the super chat. I don't know why you retracted it, but big up. Ibby B says, Saliba reads the pass 10 seconds before it happens, so calm. Would you like Gabriel to be similar or prefer both CBs to have different qualities? I like having centre-backs with different qualities, in my opinion. It makes it difficult for strikers to play up against. They can't. One that reads the play well, it is always good to cover around, and when you have someone who's aggressive and more physical, like a Gabriel, that can rough up a player, be man tight, and then you have someone that reads the game well like Saliba and can cover around. I think that's the best mix for a centre-back pairing. You see the likes of Ben White. Ben White, I mean, I'm not going to get too gassed on what we heard from All or Nothing about he's the best, could be the best centre-back in the world. I'm not going to go that far, but he does read the game very well. I think he's very different to Gabriel. I think that's why they paired so well together. But you have to have one centre-back doing different roles, one each doing different roles, whether it's reading the game or going tight. Because if you have both trying to read the game and read a cut out the pass, that can get sloppy if you have a dangerous front three. You will eventually get caught out. Trust me, if with an over-the-top ball or whatnot, people running in behind. So I like defenders with different qualities. I think versatility in the game is so key at the moment as well, especially in this Premier League. Many managers are looking for players that can do a number of things. Gone are the days where centre-back can just head the ball and have a good tackle and be classed as one of the best centre-backs. They want it to now be good at the ball at the feet, playing out the back, whatnot. Goalkeepers have to be good playing. We spoke about this before, but football is becoming a very multi-skilled sport in the sense of what you have to be able to do as a footballer these days. So yeah, and I'm not angry at it. I'm not angry at it. Big up again. Super chat's flying in, guys. Slow it down. Miles Smith. So I don't know if you want to say anything on that, but I don't know if you agreed.
No, I agree.
Yeah,
different qualities.
Miles Smith says, I don't understand why we're not in the market for another right back. We signed Zinchenko because Tierney is not reliable. Neither is Tommy. We have Ben White, but he's still unproven at right back.
I think it's the system that Arteta wants to play. Ben White slots into a back three, Zinchenko goes up into midfield, or Tierney goes down the wing, and it allows Emil to drop into the 8 position. So I know what you mean. Heading into the summer, of course, a backup right back seemed to be near, not at the top of the list, but it was in our priorities, let's say. But if you take Ben White, for example, slotting in as the inverted right back, and Zinchenko's good start to his Arsenal career, and I'm not sold on Tommy's injury issues yet. I gave Tierney a season.
Yeah, you did. You gave him a big blow.
Yeah, so I'm gonna give Tommy the same. You know, he had last season. It didn't end great. The injuries are a cause for concern, but this season showed me that concern is eliminated. And then we'll focus. Look, we've got Goodman and Coffee as well. So
very true.
We've got a good young right back on our hands.
The Black Caesar 83 with a super chat says, if we get near maximum points before getting to it, that's a rough patch. Top 4 is still about the games you should be winning. Just quickly there, we back? Yeah, we're back. Apologies. There's some technical faults, some technical issues. Audio. Is it all clear now, people in the chat? Let us know if the audio is back. Okay, perfect. Just to go back then on Black Caesar's 83 super chat there says, if we get near maximum points before getting to October, I'll be willing to accept a rough patch. Top 4 is about the games you should be winning.
Yeah, makes a good point.
Very true. Olu with a super chat, thank you very much. I'm just trying to fly through these because I have one section I've prepared. Wow, there's a lot. Big up everyone. Bro. There's so much here. Sorry, Liberty says, City and Liverpool will smash you at home as usual. Woo!
Thank you for the super chat.
The real focus, the real super chat says, we need 2 signings minimum, but like Turkey said, it's only going to be 1. I'll be surprised if it's any more. But will people be angry at that? Will you be annoyed if it is only 1? I don't think there's any need to be.
I'm looking at the games. That's the only thing that can really sway my emotion.
Okay.
Winning games, losing games.
Okay, so you won't know until we get through those games and you say, you know, there's a problem because we haven't got depth in this position, we should address that in summer, then no. But okay, I hear that. But I think 2 signings, I understand that. But if we get 1, with what we've done so far, I wouldn't be too angry. It all does depend on if we get through the fixtures. Yasavi says, your thoughts on
Callum Hudson-Odoi. What did you just say?
Callum Hudson-Odoi.
I thought you added a Z into his name somewhere. You put a Z in there, didn't you? He says, what did this guy say? I end the stream.
I said it so fast.
Well, end the stream now.
Hello, I said Hudson-Odoi. That'll be rough.
Callum Hudson-Odoi. Damn, I heard a couple Zs in there, not even one. Callum Hudson-Odoi.
Callum.
I mean,
I'll let you do that.
Forget him, man.
All right, cool.
Forget
Next
him.
one.
That's just
homegrown, no. Someone's maybe seen it.
Chelsea fucked up giving him that contract and that money.
Baby Shady says Harry Kane is a muggle. Ibby B says United away. I will always never kill them off. Now this is one thing we spoke about this off camera, guys. Yes, they're going through turmoil at the moment. Yes, they look terrible. But for some reason, you just can't go for these next couple games. I have chest, but as soon as we get to United away, obviously because of history, you just have a thing where that might be the turning point for them to be like, oh, this could be change the narrative this game. So I'm very worried to get too confident when it gets United away. But hopefully before then we've got enough points to be comfortable. But I don't want to get too carried away because I know they are going through turmoil. But I worry about them, like you said here. If we make a statement there, it will be massive. I think if we continue to win our games and we win there,
let's just have 15 points heading into Old Trafford.
Exactly that. Brian with Super Chat says, other than centre mid, Savic and Yuri, do you think we'll need another signing elsewhere? Also, top 4 is definitely not a shout this season. Great show, lads. Also, top 4 is definitely not a shout this season. Great show, lads. Thank you, Brian, for the Super Chat. It's not a shout. What do you mean by that?
Can't help you, mate.
I love having you on the show.
I'm trying to work it out, yeah.
We try and work things out together, yeah, and we're just, guys, this is what life is about. But yeah. Sorry, do you think we'll need another signing elsewhere? Yes, I still think we need an attacking winger, right winger. Depends what we do with Pepe, but I don't expect Pepe to be here by the end of the window, and I don't see any links for him to leave, but I really don't see Arteta having him around this season. And the reason why I say that is because not that he's not going to become a poison, but that's really harsh. That sounds really harsh. But I just feel like he's a player that is a confidence player, and I think Arteta likes the change room to be all thinking the same way, all happy, all smiling. He says it in the documentary, the bench, if you're smiling and happy, blah, blah. I think Pepe goes against that. So I don't expect him to be here. And if he isn't, then we're going to need a replacement because we need Saka to have a cover. I don't think Marquinhos is going to be making a step up anytime soon, even though he's doing very well. I know he plays on the left, but he could also be deployed on the right. Okay, let me go to we've got to get onto this last bit of news. We're 5 minutes till the hour.
Yeah, this guy Patrick said you guys have no faith.
What do you mean we have no faith?
Some weirdos about, man.
No faith in what? I don't understand. I started the show saying we're in such a good place. I'm so buzzing to be an Arsenal fan. Everything's going really smooth from top to bottom. What do you mean no faith?
Even I ain't said much negative, so I don't know what's going on. But sometimes people hear what they want to hear.
Guys,
sorry, my attention gets taken away by nonsense sometimes.
Come on. We're being very, very, very. I'm not even being fake. But this is good. I'm very happy with Arsenal so far, and so Turkish has been the same. Armand, you lot asking. Armand with a super chat says, you lot are asking for too much right now. If we don't get any more signings, it won't affect me with how excited I already am. Chill, people. We are the future. Whoa, you're asking for too much right now. I don't think you can ever ask for too much.
You're not asking for too much right now. If we don't get any more signings, it won't affect me with how excited I already am.
Yeah, excited. Okay.
Chill, people. We are the future. How about let's be the now? How about that?
SKL says, in my view, the ever talked about Xhaka upgrade will be Xhaka himself. He has improved, will continue to improve, and then the newfound love he is feeling from the fans will give him the wings. Ain't that right, Turkish?
Red Bull gives you wings. I don't know about anything else. What did he ask? It might be I zoned out when I heard Xhaka.
Everyone keeps talking about a Xhaka upgrade. Everyone's talking about it. We need a Xhaka upgrade. But he's saying, Xhaka will be his own upgrade. This new position he plays in, the fans behind him, how close they're getting to with him, will give him the wings to be.
Yeah, he's not short on chances, is he? So it is up to him.
Right, I didn't think you would say that.
Yeah, what do you want me to say? Continue moaning about every single day.
Yeah, I thought you'd say, I want that. I need that upgrade from Xhaka.
Yeah,
but he could be. That what he's saying.
But reinforcements in other positions, hopefully, is enough to get us top 4.
Right. Okay. No.
But in the end, we'll see.
Yeah. That's very fair. Hasington, big up everyone as well. Again, I keep bigging you guys up. Please like this video. There's a lot of you in here. A lot of you are getting involved. Hasington says, not an Arsenal fan, but are you guys concerned that you are playing too well too early? With the World Cup coming up, are you scared of a possible burnout of your key players, aka Jesus and Saka? Listen, last season I worried about a burnout from Bukayo Saka the whole season. Some people say his performances dipped. Yeah, they might have to his level, but he still held out that whole season. I think with the recruitment of Gabriel Jesus and Zinchenko's, we have a bit more depth. Yes, we potentially need more, but I'm not worried. It's been a long time since me as an Arsenal fan has gone into a season confident and enjoying what I'm seeing. I mean, winning our first 2 games. I know that probably sounds basic to certain people, but for me, that's a massive. I haven't seen that for a long time. We're looking probably to win our first 5 with a run. Fingers crossed. With Bournemouth this weekend, I expect to win. I don't feel worried about a burnout. I worry about, yes, cup competitions. Arteta always worries about Europa League as well. He said it is a struggle when he was in it, and it did affect the players, but it's not my main concern.
And your question it makes most surely it's better to go into the World Cup having your squad flying, points on the board, in a good position, rather than going into the World Cup, we're 7th, 8th in the league, and that same burnout happens, and in January we're looking to fight back. I'd rather be in a position to fight off than fight back in January.
Yeah. What you're asking me is, would you prefer to just go over last season again, or take what's going to happen, whatever could happen this season? I don't want to have those 3 bad starts.
And every club's got the same problem.
Yeah.
World Cup is for Chelsea,
for everyone,
Tottenham, City, Liverpool, United, all of us, Leicester, whoever. We've all got players in international squads.
Exactly, that's the same for everyone. So no, I'm not worried. I'm actually, like I said at the top of the show, I'm very happy with where Arsenal are at the moment. Carrying on, Owen Camwell says, Turkish, a few weeks ago I asked you, is it risky to want players you haven't seen before, referring to Martinez. Look at Frodo now, can't believe the hype. That's for you, my bro.
It is. Listen, when we was first, I think I was doing a live with James when the first link came in with Martinez, and afterwards I'd done a bit of research profile wise, and he looked like someone that would aid us in terms of an inverted type of fullback situation. He's gone Man United and he looks a mess, taken off at half time. He doesn't look built for the league, he doesn't look tall enough, but at the same time everyone at Man United looks a mess. Everyone doesn't look like they got quality. So it's very early to judge, but I'm more than happy with what we've done, and I'm not really worried about what we've missed so far.
Okay. Just to put a last little poll in the chat to kind of round up before I read through the rest of the super chats. I want to put a poll saying, how do you rate the window so far, the transfer window? Some can please comment as well if you think it's too early to rate it. Some put your response to say if 2 more signings might make it this, or 1 more signing might make it this. But out of 10, where do you rate the window so far? Because I want to just get a gauge of where people are at. Is it? I'm leaving production to build this. Apologies. How do you rate the window so far? Before we go through the last super chats, I'll let you guys set that up in the poll. So you'll see that in the chat, guys, or you can put it in, or you can just comment yourself. Some people saying 6 already. Sid Half says, mid-season when other teams have figured out Arsenal, how will Arteta play? That's what I'm looking for.
We'll see.
Yeah, I can't really. That's the answer to that. We'll have to see. Oh, we don't even need a poll in the chat. We don't need it. People are getting their comments right now. Perfect. Oh, people are saying it's coming. TV says it's all about being consistent, unlike last season. No, 100%, 100%. I think. Listen, that's what it comes down to, is consistency. But again, like that super chat says, I don't think I'm worried about us shooting our shot too early. I like that what I'm seeing, and may it continue.
I think consistency is not the only thing, because we was quite consistent last season. Like if you look at our, what was it?
We were consistently inconsistent.
October, November. Was it October, November? No, it was November, December when we broke into the top 4. Actually, no, it was just after those away games we lost. United, Liverpool, Everton. We had a little run after those where we beat West Ham, we got into top 4, then the new year started, and then it was a bit of a mess, and then from mid-February, early March, we went on another little run. I think the difference is we need a fear factor back, because even when we were winning games week in, week out last season, heading into Tottenham, heading into Palace after the international break, we was winning games, but there were still question marks over us in terms of they're winning, but we're kind of all surprised that we keep on winning. Because there wasn't that one outstanding player, there wasn't that fear factor with Arsenal. Now I think we've got players to bring that fear factor in. Yeah,
let's not forget we weren't winning games comfortably as well. Runs. It was very low scoring games, 1-0s, 2-1s. Yeah, that was kind of really it, and a few draws. So let's put that into context as well. I think this season you see a killer instinct from Arsenal. Drives me crazy. With a super chat says, should the Amazon doc have been called All or Pepe? Now, but I liked what we said in the review when it was like, what's the arc of the end of it? Because it ended so badly. How are they what arc are they going to go with for the positive light? You said the Eddie Nketiah story, and that is what I think we're going to see in these last episodes coming out this Thursday. They'll really dive deep into that. Maybe Pepe as well, but no, actually no, probably not Pepe, because there's not a positive arc. Like I said to you before off camera, there's not a positive end to that story. It would be definitely the Eddie Nketiah, him coming in and getting the goals towards the end of the season.
That's why the Tavares stuff cut off in the second part. In the first 3 episodes, there were Tavares moments and we need to kind of get through to him.
Yep.
But then the next 3 episodes where the big moments happened with Tavares getting subbed off and whatnot, it kind of got washed over because there isn't a happy ending to that story.
True.
That's why I just feel like Eddie Nketiah will probably be the last couple episodes, the saving grace in terms of positivity.
That's what it'd be. KD back with a super chat says Turkish is savage. No wonder he likes savage. I like that. Manpreet says Xhaka is 1 mood swing away from a red card, and Partey is 1 injury away from the end of our midfield. Another CM is a priority.
That's the worry.
He says. And he's got it spot on. And I believe that is us coming to the end of our super chats. Now I'm going to go to the poll here. I think one guy said, he goes, look at RJR says, this is a terrible poll. Thanks, mate. Nice and positive. There, right here, RJR. And then people are saying 7.5, 7, 7. And do you know what? The reason why I had to put this in the chat, because a lot of people are saying, look, we need 1 or 2 more signings. But how do you rate it so far? Oh, wow. With what you've seen. My stream just refreshed, so bear with me 2 seconds. But so we got 858 votes so far. 70% say 7 to 10, which is very good, very good. 4 to 6 is 16%, and 1 to 3 is 4%, and need more signers is 10%. Guys, get involved in the poll on the chat. Everyone's putting 8s. Okay, yeah. So a lot of people putting 8s in the chat. So that's kind of the average. There is the 7 to 10. But yeah, that's us kind of coming to the end of the show. Thank you for everyone that they get involved. But I do want to read it. So actually, I love this bit. So I asked Robbie in a player range. So unfortunately, I wasn't at the game on the weekend, and I heard that there was a song for Gabriel Jesus going round, and luckily I did see the actual lyrics to the song this weekend, because I asked Robbie, and Robbie said they haven't got one yet, but there is this one, and it goes, I'm not going to sing it all because I can't sing and it's Turkish will kill me. It goes, Mikel Arteta called him, said now's your time to shine because I'm collecting Gabbies and Ghana makes you mine. They say he walks on water, then turns it into wine. I believe in Jesus. That's another night. Nah?
This guy said he ain't gonna sing, and then he nearly started dancing on top of it.
I got into the tune, but that is a big tune, guys. You can see it online as well. I'm seeing a lot of people singing it. There was a video going viral as well of them singing it. But Gabriel Jesus has a song, and I like it. I like that one. There was a comment before we wrap up. Sorry, there's one comment from a guy who's been putting in his comment this whole show, and I really, really want to read it out. It's about where is he? I can't find it. But he speaks about Arteta having a bigger ceiling than Klopp and Pep. He keeps commenting it.
Well, block him then.
No, I just think he wants to make it known, but I think that's absolutely outrageous.
Do it somewhere else.
Yeah.
He's looking for someone to pay attention to him if he's saying such things.
You see, okay, so we've got a super chat here to finish up. Big Ash says, I'm 100% with you, Turkish, about fear factor. Teams used to give up before kicking the ball. We need to get that back. I'm the one that said about the fear factor. I swear I said that.
No, you didn't.
What? Did I not say that in the show?
It's recorded, so you can rewind.
I'm going to watch it back.
In the chat, let's have a poll. Who said it?
No.
Turkish,
Did I not say
though?
I said about, teams, when they come to us, the nice teams of Mikel Arteta and the refs. Anyway, I thought I said that. We say so much, sometimes we forget. But give me that. I said that, no? Did you say that?
Bro, they know who said what. If you want it, you can have it. I don't care. It's cool. I say enough.
All right, people, we're going to end it there. Thank you for watching this live. Big up, everyone. We will see you again tomorrow. Don't forget to get the merch, shop.aftv.co.uk, and check out all the content coming your way. Plenty of content in the lead up to the game this weekend against Bournemouth away. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you again very soon. Peace.